Welcome to True Health Tuesday, and the truth will set you free. Today we're talking about Lyme disease. Buckle up. This is going to be a ride. Beware of ticks. I love this. My oldest boy lives in Poland, and he is picking ticks off of his animals, off of himself, off of his wife every day. And in Poland, they've got tons of ticks. It's tick season, and there's not an issue there. But let's look at this. Why is there such a big thing? This is a really common comment from Yolanda Loza. Okay, I live in the South. Big regret. There are ticks and mosquitoes everywhere. Help, Dr. John. You're saying you don't get Lyme disease from ticks. I've told several people that. Now they think I'm nuts. I've explained to them what you said. They still don't believe it. Tell everyone, please. You got it. You got it, Yolanda. We're going to get that going right now. Here's from Harvard. Is Lyme testing. Because Lyme bacteria, Borrelia, are not usually present in high enough numbers to be detectable, blood tests that look for Borrelia aren't helpful. No blood test for it. Better diagnostic tests are needed that can direct and detect infection at all stages of Lyme. Researchers studying new diagnostic methods using better antibody tests, direct detection methods, and different ways to measure immune system response to Lyme disease. Interesting. No good test. A Lyme disease vaccine. This is dangerous territory. You can't really talk about the V word. A vaccine for Lyme is not currently available. The only vaccine previously marketed in the United States was LymeRx, was discontinued by the manufacturer, citing insufficient consumer demand. Protection provided by this vaccine decreases over time. Therefore, if you receive this vaccine before 2002, you are no longer protected against Lyme disease. Can't say much more about that. Let's go clinical trials from the CDC for the new vaccine for Lyme disease are currently underway. Yep. Valneva and Pfizer have developed Lyme disease vaccine candidate, VLA15, that's currently in phase 3 human trials. VLA15 is a multivalent protein subunit vaccine that targets the outer surface protein of Borrelia. This vaccine is designed to protect people in North America and European strains of Lyme. University of Massachusetts Medical School's Mass Biologic has developed a human monoclonal antibody designed to be used as pre-exposure prophylactics for Lyme disease. Human trials are expected to begin soon. So what's the CDC doing? If a Lyme disease vaccine is approved as safe and effective, okay, remember the definition of safe is free from harm, by the Food and Drug Administration, the CDC will work with the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, ACIP, to develop recommendations about who and where in the U.S. the public might benefit from a Lyme disease vaccine. CDC will communicate these recommendations to the public and healthcare providers. I'm limited to what I can say about that. What is Lyme disease? Lyme disease is called by the bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi, and is transmitted to humans through the bite of infected black-legged ticks. The ticks must be attached to the host for 36 to 48 hours to transmit the bacteria. So that means the tick's got to be attached to you for 2 days. What are the symptoms? Fever, chills, headache, fatigue, muscle and joint aches, swollen lymph nodes, rash, particularly a target lesion rash. That's classic. Now, let's look at this, and this is huge. I want you to be aware of these. Now, these are symptoms from days to months after a tick bite. Severe headaches, neck stiffness, additional rashes on other areas of the body, arthritis, severe joint pain, swelling, particularly in the knees and large joints, Bell's palsy, facial paralysis, intermittent pain in the tendons, muscles, joints, heart palpitations, irregular heartbeat, they call it Lyme carditis, dizziness, short of breath, inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, nerve pain, shooting pains, numbness in the hands, memory problems. Now, Lyme carditis Lyme carditis occurs when Lyme disease bacteria enter the tissues of the heart. The result is something physicians call heart block. It can be mild, moderate, or severe. How common is Lyme carditis? Based on national surveillance data from 2001 to 2010, Lyme carditis occurs approximately 1% of all Lyme disease cases. Can Lyme carditis be fatal? Between 1985 and 2008, the medical journals reported 4 deaths worldwide as a result of Lyme carditis. That's a big time span for the entire world. Lyme disease statistics. It's the most commonly reported vector-borne illness in the United States. This disease doesn't occur nationwide. It's concentrated heavily in the Northeast and upper Midwest. Each year, 30,000 cases of Lyme disease are reported to the CDC by health departments. And now, according to the CDC again, patients treated with appropriate antibiotics in the early stages of Lyme usually recover rapidly and completely. Antibiotics commonly used for this treatment: doxycycline, amoxicillin, cefuroximine, Axetil. Patients with certain neurological cardiac forms of illness may require intravenous treatment of drugs such as ceftriaxone or penicillin. Now, CDC, this is post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. And I've already had 2 Lyme disease videos censored, so we're going to hopefully this one gets by it. Post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. Anytime you hear syndrome, know that it's unknown. It's not uncommon for patients treated with Lyme disease with a recommended 2 to 4 week course of antibiotics, lingering symptoms of fatigue, pain, joint, muscle aches at the time they finish treatment. A small percentage of these cases, these symptoms can last for more than 6 months. Although it's called chronic Lyme disease, this is properly known as PTLDS, post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. Now, according to the CDC, what's the exact cause of PTLDS? It's not known. Most medical experts agree that lingering symptoms are the results of residual damage to tissues and the immune system that occurs during the infection. Well, let's look into that. The medical treatments. Regardless of the cause of the PTLDS, studies have not shown that patients who receive prolonged courses of antibiotics do better in the long run than patients treated with placebo. Interesting. So the number one therapy is no better than a placebo. Furthermore, long-term antibiotic treatment for Lyme disease has been associated with serious complications. We're going to get into those. Let's look at some of the effects of this intervention of antibiotics. Doxycycline, headaches, blurred vision, fever, chills, body aches, flu-like symptoms, swollen glands, kidney issues, diarrhea, dark-colored urine, fever, confusion, weakness, pain in the stomach, fast heart rate, yellowing of skin, sore throat, swelling of the tongue, rashes. Let's look at the effects of amoxicillin. Oh, did I say effects or side effects? Effects of amoxicillin. White pouches, swollen glands, rash, itching, joint pain, yellowing of the eyes, dark-colored urine, confusion, weakness, muscle weakness, easy bruising, bleeding, severe skin reactions, fever, purple rash. Let's look at the effects of sulfaroxamine and Axetil. Stomach pain, cough, stuffy nose, tight muscles, muscle pain, joint pain, swelling, drowsiness, irritability, white patches, unusual pleasant taste in the mouth, rashes, itching, vaginal itching or discharge, diarrhea, fever, chills, flu-like symptoms, again, cardiac issues, unusual bleeding, blood in the urine again, jaundice, sore throat, rashing, difficult urination again. Let's look at the effects of intravenous antibiotic treatment of ceftriaxone. Nausea, vomiting, headache, dizziness, pain, swelling, swollen glands, white patches, bleeding, Yellow skinned, again, dark urine, urinating less. So anything that affects the kidneys affecting the blood, seizure, convulsions, pain in the stomach, heartburn. Let's look at the effects of intravenous penicillin. Fever, chills, dizziness, sore throats, fast heart rate again, rapid heart rate, flushing, joint pain, muscle weakness, cloudy urine again, extreme fatigue, again with the irregular heartbeat, easy bruising, seizures, uncontrolled movement, confusion. Now, the FDA actually has warnings for IV penicillin: skin rashes, dermatitis, urticaria, serum sickness, chills, fever, edema, arthralgia, that's joint pain. A severe, occasional, fatal anaphylaxis has occurred. Yeah, fatal is bad. Hemolytic anemia, leukopenia, so that's going to be white cells in the blood. Nephropath, that's going to be problems with the kidneys. Patients given continuous IV therapy, penicillin G, potassium in high doses, may suffer severe or fatal potassium poison if there's a problem with the kidneys again. Convulsions, coma, cardiac arrhythmias, cardiac arrest, heart failure. Could antibiotics be the cause causing the symptoms of Lyme? What are the symptoms of Lyme disease? Fever, chills, headache, fever, muscle aches, joint pain, swollen lymph nodes, rashes, areas of the body, arthritis, joint pain, Bell's palsy, intermittent pain in the tendons and joints, heart palpitations. Does this sound familiar? Dizziness, shortness of breath, inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, short-term memory problems. Sounds kind of similar, doesn't it? So what do we know about Lyme disease so far? Lyme disease caused by bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi. The tick has to be attached to the body for 36 to 48 hours. That's a day and a half to 2 days. There's only 30,000 cases of a confirmed Lyme disease with no blood test available. There could be as many as 300,000 according to estimations from studies. And it's interesting, it's not affecting in Poland, tick season. And as the symptoms of late-stage Lyme disease could be the result of antibiotic use. Seems kind of similar. So according to the CDC, 10 to 20% of Lyme disease patients treated with antibiotics for the recommended 2 to 4 weeks experience adverse health effects, such as fatigue, pain, muscle aches, joint pain. These patients are often labeled chronic Lyme or post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. There's got to be another solution, and we're going to come up with it. So hang in there. Are antibiotics being overprescribed? According to the CDC, 50% of antibiotic prescriptions may be inappropriate. In 1 year, 262 million courses of antibiotics are written in the outpatient setting. This equates to more than 5 prescriptions written each year for every 6 people in the United States. According to the Journal of Antimicrobial Chemotherapy, over $10 billion was spent in 2009 on antibiotic therapy. The use of antibiotics, according to the CDC press release, is the single most important factor leading up to antibiotic resistance. Up to 50% of all antibiotics prescribed for people are not needed or are not prescribed appropriately. Study has estimated that in the United States, antibiotic resistance adds $20 billion in excess direct health care cost. Yeah, we recommend only take an antibiotic if you have a life-threatening illness because they can negatively affect almost every system of the body. Are antibiotics even effective for Lyme disease? After all of this, let's look at it. Burgdorferi has a complex life cycle. It can exist in radically different forms. It could be spirochetes, spiroplast form, which doesn't have a cell wall, round bodies. Without a cell wall, it's hard for the antibiotics to work. Cyst form allows for dormancy and escapes PCR detection, and a highly antibiotic-resistant biofilms. The pleomorphic, so it changes its structure, its makeup, its lifestyle, makes conventional treatment exceptionally difficult. While some conventional antibiotics are effective against forms with a cell wall, such as spirochetes, they are ineffective against those without a cell wall. So it's got to be attached for 36 to 48 hours, and it changes it's pleomorphic. It changes its systems. The complexity of Lyme disease. This enables B. burgdorferi to change form to evade eradication through conventional means. Biofilm formation creates a significant barrier against most conventional antibiotics. I encourage you, and this is still not censored, well, maybe censored on some, check out the documentary Under Our Skin, a chilling tale of microbes, medicine, and money. An Oscar shortlisted film has changed the landscape of the Lyme epidemic, bringing unprecedented awareness in an engaging, accessible way. The definitive record of Lyme controversy, Under Our Skin, exposes a hidden story of medical and scientific malfeasance and neglect. We're doing this in 2024, baby. And unless you're living underneath a rock, we've just gone through this. The controversy of Lyme disease and Under Our Skin 2. The highly anticipated sequel investigates the deepening Lyme disease crisis following its casualties and controversies around the world. As the Lyme epidemic explodes globally, medical collusion and conflicts of interest incriminate the very healthcare systems meant to protect us. Despite the obstacles that researchers, physicians, and patients continue to face, promising new findings are emerging. Yeah, 2024, folks. This is it. So let's look at this. I mean, I love this. Nuclear bombs versus tactical teams. Think of it as antibiotics. It's like going shooting mosquitoes with a shotgun. Okay, they kill, dropped in an area of the body, they kill almost everything in that area, good and bad bacteria. Without bacteria are essential for our life. This applies to antibacterial soaps, antibacterial cleaners, and we know the complexity of the body that you cannot survive without your microbiome. Anything that alters that microbiome alters your body's ability to respond to the environment. We should look for a more tactical solution, something that strengthens your immune system, that keeps pathogens in check. In warfare, we have tactical teams like Navy SEALs, which are highly trained to kill only the bad guys. Okay, that's what we need. Tactical teams. Commensal bacteria. Microbes that live in harmony with the cells of the body and aid in all of our physiologic processes. We need this. Normal human skin is colonized by a variety of bacteria that typically don't bother the host. Like Staph epididymis protects us from Staph aureus. These findings show how commensal skin bacteria protect against pathogens and demonstrate how dysbiosis of the skin microbiome can lead to disease. Anything that disrupts your normal microbiome is bad. That can lead to an alteration in your body's response to the environment. So now let's look at the cause, because it's not being bit by the tick. It's how your body responds to it. And that tick's got to be attached to you for the 36 to 48 hours. The real cause of Lyme: weakening immune system, unhealthy microflora, inhibited cellular function and protection. So let's get your body healthy. The complexity of the skin microbiome. Like the intestines, the skin, the body's largest organ, represents a dynamic and complex ecosystem. And this is harboring and interacting a plethora of local entrenched commensal microorganisms. Site-specific, but temporal, stable microbial communities in the healthy human skin. We need this. We need our microbiome on our skin, in our intestinal tract. The skin microbiota induces protective and regulatory immunity that contributes to the host microbe mutualism. Natural solutions, and this is the key: avoid anything that might damage your microbiome, such as antibiotics, whether oral or topical. Look at the soaps you're using. Avoid the antibacterial soaps. Triclosan is dangerous, and that's in most of the antibacterial soaps and household cleaners as well. And use soaps and cleaning products that have natural Essential oils, those have natural antimicrobial properties, not antibiotics. Focus on strengthening your immune system and restoring the health of your microbiome. That's the key. You got to optimize your gut flora so that you can respond. This is healthy, organic diet and your diet should be exactly like your great-great-grandparents. Why? They ate 100% organic. They ate varied, they ate seasonal. Fermented veggies, probiotic supplements to build that gut flora, juiced vegetables, blend the fruits, raw dairy, fantastically good to build that gut flora. You're looking at 80 to 90% of your immune system's in your gut. Reduce omega-6, increased animal omega-3s, healthy animal products. Fermented foods are amazing, loaded with healthy bacteria. So look at kefir, kombucha, miso, kimchi. Look at black seed. You're looking at over 800 peer-reviewed published studies. Now, these are things that don't have a negative effect on the body. So we're talking about strengthening the body so your body can adapt to the environment correctly. And black seed, you're looking at bronchodilator, opens up the lungs, and it's anti-diabetic, insulin sensitizing, protects the liver, anti-inflammatory, anti-ulcer, analgesic. It's amazing. Turmeric, eat it. You can use it on, it's fantastic in tastes good too, but anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidant, anti-cancer, and neoplastic properties. Omega-3s from small fish, anchovy, mackerel, sardine. The most potent immune modulatory activities among omega-3 polyunsaturated fats, those from fish oil and the EPA acids and the DHA. The anti-inflammatory, and remember, inflammation is the body's process of healing, but anti-inflammatories through natural omega-3s deactivate the free radicals that are produced during that breakdown and buildup. So when I say anti-inflammatories, it doesn't stop inflammation. It makes inflammation effective at regenerating it. And this is that might be useful in the management of inflammatory and autoimmune diseases. Journal of the American College of Nutrition. I mean, makes sense. Look at iodine. Iodine deficiency is one of the 3 most common nutritional deficiencies, along with magnesium deficiency and vitamin D deficiency. The functions of iodine: stabilize metabolism, body weight, optimizes your immune system. It's also potent antibacterial, antiparasitic, antiviral, and an anti-cancer agent. I'd encourage you to read Dr. Brownstein's work on that. And vitamin D, you get it directly from the sun. Important regulatory functions on cells from the innate as well as from the adaptive immune system responses. Evidence shows that insufficient vitamin D levels may lead to dysregulation of the immune system response and contribute to autoimmune diseases. Now, how do you get it? Sunlight is the greatest form. 20 minutes of daily sunlight exposure. Midday is ideal from 11 to 1 o'clock, and most of the regions of our planet don't get it enough, at least 6 months out of the year. And adults require at least 8,000 international units a day. And look at vitamin A and vitamin E. And this is out of the Journal of Epidemiology. These results suggest that low serum concentrations of vitamin A, vitamin E may have influence on Borrelia burgdorferi infection development. Vitamin A deficiency predisposes the host for a strong inflammatory response, suggesting it may foster susceptibility to diseases such as Lyme arthritis. The Journal of Infectious Diseases. Where do you get it? Look at this. Beef liver, fantastic. Carrot, sweet potato, kale, spinach, apricots, broccoli, butter, eggs. I mean, let food be your medicine. Natural sources of vitamin E: almonds, spinach, sweet potatoes, avocados. God bless avocados. Okay, butter squash, trout, olive oil. Look at carnitine in Lyme. And this is, again, from the progression of experimental hygiene in medicine. Lyme borreliosis, a serious infectious disease. Carnitine plays a crucial role in metabolism and inflammatory responses. Carnitine may be important in improving neuronal dysfunction and loss of neurons. Um, when you're looking at Lyme patients, exhibit a significant decrease in their serum carnitine concentrations. The largest changes were in the neuroborreliosis and post-Lyme disease patients. Uh, so think of it. To prevent late complications of the disease, a possibility of early supplementation with carnitine should be considered. What are the sources of it? Red meat. That's why when you look at red meat is so high in carnitine, but also really high in minerals. Pork, seafood, chicken, raw dairy, nuts, seeds, artichokes, asparagus. Oh my gosh. Garlic, mustard greens. Look at stevia out of the European Journal of Microbiology and Immunology. Stevia whole leaf extract, an individual agent, was effective against all known morphological forms of B. Burgdorferi. Think of that. So we know that it changes. It's pleomorphic, so it changes its different structures, and this is effective against all of them. Leaf extract, stevia, possesses many phytochemicals, known antimicrobial properties against many pathogens. Stevia, again, a stevia extract, antibiotic resistant forms of B. Burgdorferi and the biofilm form actually increase in mass when individual antibiotics were administered. Stevia, on the other hand, reduces the biofilm mass on both tested surfaces, the plastic collagen, by at least 40%. So the antibiotics lead to a problem, and stevia leads to a solution. Wow. Tell your doctor. It would be nice if doctors actually did their research. From the European Journal of Microbiology and Immunology, the results from this study suggest that a natural product such as stevia leaf extract could be considered as an effective agent against B. Burgdorferi. And you're talking no side effects from it. Let's look at other things. Essential oils, amazing antimicrobial effects. 2014, a study on clove oil, citronella, and clove oils have on ticks. Clove came out on top. While citronella was reasonably effective, clove outperformed it substantially with over 90% efficacy. Adding 8 drops of clove essential oil to 1 ounce of coconut oil applied throughout your body before hiking and spending time outdoors. So there is a preventative. Oregano oil has powerful antibacterial effects and can be applied topically. It's got to be diluted because, I mean, if you're doing pure oregano oil, it can burn the skin. So just dilute it down and it works amazing. Vetiver, like clove, vetiver essential oils seem to be effective against ticks than Centrella. 30 drops of vetiver in a 16-ounce spray bottle with tap water, sprayed around your doors, windows, everything. Dilute it topically with clove. Fantastic. Garlic. Researchers looked into this more closely by extracting the essential oil from garlic bulbs, tested against ticks. Upon exposure to garlic essential oil, ticks mortality rates were near 100%. And it's, what's the side effect? You smell good. I love the smell of garlic. Vitamin C in the immune system, amazingly important. Supports the production of interferons. Interferons are produced when the presence of pathogens is detected. They facilitate the ability of the cells to launch the protective cellular defenses. Vitamin C enhances the functions of phagocytes. These are cells, white blood cells, that envelop pathogens and other dangerous particles. Once the invaders are captured, they are enzymatically digested. You see these macrophages going after on the live blood cell analysis. Very, very cool. Vitamin C neutralizes oxidative stress, supports cell-mediated immune system responses. Vitamin C supports antibody production and activity. What are the greatest sources of vitamin C? Oranges, red peppers, kale, Brussels sprouts, strawberries, grapefruit, green peppers. This is why we recommend food. If you can get your vitamins through food, it's a heck of a lot better. I encourage you to review Dr. Thomas Levy's work. Vitamin C works when all else fails. There's over 1,200 scientific citations. Dr. Levy explains how IV vitamin C has been used to cure several incurable conditions. Uh, this is dangerous information. Oh my gosh. I hope this one doesn't get deleted like the last two. That realize that it's not the tick that's the problem. Okay, it's going to be your immune system response, and then the certain medical interventions can contribute to it. So, what do you do if you have these symptoms from either the intervention or from the pathogen? You got to have a healthy nerve supply. If you're in a sympathetic dominant state, you got that automatic nervous system. One part keeps you alive under stress, the other part regenerates tissue. If you're in a systematic response or sympathetic dominant state, you are going to have trouble resting, digesting, and repairing. So you've got to get your nervous system checked. You've got to get regular exercise. This moves the lymph, talking angiogenesis, neurogenesis. So you're generating blood vessels, nerve cells, everything. Exercise, move every joint every day. Proper nutrition. It's going to be just like let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Give a lot of suggestions in this video, but also let your diet be like your great-great-grandparents. Organic, seasonal, varied, healthy, free from preservatives. Or if it is preserved, it's fermented. And then sufficient rest. This is when the body regenerates. You cannot rest when you're taking chemically induced sleep. So look at our sleep restrictive videos or find a way to reset your circadian rhythms. And then prayer and meditation. Every study involving prayer shows that healing occurs more rapidly. And plus, it's fun to have a good relationship with your Creator. I talk to God every day. It's fantastic. So God bless you all. Share this video as long as it's up and stay healthy, my friends. You don't need to be afraid of our planet. And when I was talking to my oldest boy in Poland, he's removing at least 10 to 12 ticks a day per animal at this season. And he's taking it off of himself everywhere. There's a really good little wire that you hook around and pull the body off. And I mean, I hiked all through my teenage years, all through my 20s, and I was taking ticks off everywhere. And, it's the immune system, not the environment. God bless you all.